So welcome to part 2 of my discussion of Todd Rundgren video cassettes, and I want to just briefly recap what videos we looked at last time. First of all, Evening with Utopia, which was a kind of pop-based video based on the Utopia self-titled album, fast-paced pop numbers, and I gave that 5 stars. Secondly, there was Utopia live at the Royal Oak, a really good performance from the Swing to the Right era, also 5 stars. Next was Utopia Retrospective, which was a little bit of a hodgepodge of videos from Todd with Utopia. I only gave that 2 stars out of 5. Next, Todd Rundgren, the ever popular Tortured Artist Effect, Todd's autobiographical video. I gave that 5 stars. And then lastly, Todd Rundgren live in Japan, which is an absolutely fantastic performance of Todd's music up till 1990, some of his best songs, really good video and audio production, excellent video cassette. Now I just wanted to say a little bit about how I got these videos. In the days that I was collecting them, it was difficult to get American videos in the UK. You had to order them from America. There may have been internet commerce in these days, but I certainly didn't have access to it. If I wanted one of these videos, that is one of the first 4 there, because Todd Rundgren Live in Japan was released in the UK. But if I wanted to get any of the others, I had to send off to the USA. I would phone Terror Records in New York. They would give me a price, which, including shipping, usually worked out at about £20 a video, quite a lot. And I would then go to the American Express office, get a money order, send that off to New York. The videos would come back reasonably quickly, although sometimes the packaging was rifled through by customs, who seemed to be suspicious that maybe there was some kind of contraband in the package. I don't know why they thought that, but here we go. In these days, probably not many people imported American video cassettes into the UK. That's partly because America and the UK had different video systems. The American system's called NTSC, the British system is PAL. This doesn't apply to high definition, but now we have this thing called regional coding, which tends to, unless you have a special modified player, as I do, it can cause problems if you're importing DVDs. But in these days, the main obstacle was the video systems. I had a dual standard VCR and a dual standard TV, so I was able to watch videos from the States in their system. So going on to the videos which I got later, the first one that I want to mention is Todd Rundgren Second Wind, the live recording sessions. And that video was connected with the album Second Wind, which was a follow-up to Todd Rundgren's Nearly Human. Now we looked at the video for the Nearly Human tour. I think that was an excellent album, excellent concert. I gave that 5 out of 5. Fantastic piece of work. I know a lot of people like Second Wind, but I was much less enthusiastic about it. So really I bought this video for the sake of completion. The album was recorded in a unique way. It was recorded in front of a live audience, but not as if they were attending a normal concert, but rather as if they were attending a recording session in a studio in front of them. So the audience was asked to be quiet during the recording, and if the performers felt that the performance wasn't going well, they would go back and start a number all over again. So this was a very different concert experience for people who were there. And some sense of this is conveyed in this documentary video. It was originally done for what's called a video press kit. So it was created for music journalists, for people in the industry, but because a lot of people felt the documentary was good, it was released commercially to the general public by Rhino Video. And this is the back cover of the video cassette. As you can see, it's quite short. It's only 37 minutes. It uses a kind of split screen effect to show you different perspectives of the performers during the performances. I found this distracting and not very satisfactory. And what was also a bit annoying about it was that you didn't get a whole performance of any particular song. So it's kind of snippets. And so although there's a track listing here, as it says, it's only excerpts from these songs. So I'd pretty much suggest this is for completists only. I'd give it 1 star out of 5 personally. I'm sure many others will disagree. The next one I want to mention is Todd Rundgren, The Desktop Collection. Now this was done at the time of the album No World Order, which was an absolutely revolutionary album in as much as it was originally recorded so that it could be listened to as an interactive experience. That was using a new technology which was called the Philips CDI machine, and if you had an interactive CD of Todd Rundgren's No World Order, then you could effectively create your own mixes of the tracks. So you could listen to a fast-paced version of the track, one without the vocals. You could navigate in between different pieces of music, that is within different tracks in the album as you were listening to it, so you could mix different tracks together. Really, it was a revolutionary idea, and I really don't know why it didn't catch on. I think it may have been partly due to the Philips CDI system not being very successful itself. Philips made a mistake that they often make, I think, with other products, in that they made people pay a license to use the technology. So there was a limited amount of software that you could run on the CDI system, and it wasn't very successful. But Todd's album was quite incredible, even if you listen to it on the released version, which was quite which was Todd's mix of the music, which was quite fascinating. I know in the interactive CD there was versions by other producers, record producers, and this was really an absolutely revolutionary CD. Even the cover of the CD box was interactive in that there was a whole lot of different covers, which were all computer generated images that Todd had been working on, which were quite spectacular. And what this video is a collection of music videos that were done in conjunction with the album, and for the time they were done, the animation is absolutely amazing. It still stands out as good animation. I'll just show you the track listing. The second track there, Theology, is a kind of science fiction type animation short with some instrumental music by Todd in the background, and it tells a story, really, going from sort of primitive man's religious pagan devotion going through to the space age. And for the time it was done, this was really quite revolutionary and quite amazing. And so I definitely give this video 5 stars. It really is a testament to Todd's ingenuity and innovation. Now, neither of these videos were released on video cassette at the time in the UK, but they were released as part of a box set on DVD, which was released much later in the UK during the DVD era, and that was included Todd Rundgren Live in San Francisco, which I'll deal with in the next part of this, because it was released in the DVD era. Todd Rundgren Live in Japan, so that's a reissuing, and this other disc, which is the Desktop Collection and Second Wind live recording sessions. So these two videos were finally made available to viewers in the UK, but really quite a way. I mean, the Second Wind at this time was over 10 years since it had been recorded, so that might not have been that interesting to fans at the time. And also the Desktop Collection, although the animation is fantastic, some of the impact of that will have been deadened by the fact that quite a lot of time had passed from when the videos were made to when they were first made available in the UK. This was released, UK release was by BMG. This time they actually did do some good marketing for it. And so that's, if you can find that on eBay, if you're in the UK, that's a good way of getting quite a lot of Todd video material in one package, although it's now deleted. This next one that I want to mention is Utopia Redux Live in Japan, 1992. It's got very nice sort of computer designed graphics, which I think are by Prairie Prince. Certainly he did the cartoons, which you can see on the back of Kasim, Todd, Willie, Roger. And this was connected with a very brief revival of Utopia in 1992. I think they had been trying to get a contract with an American record company at the time to release a new Utopia album. They had potential release in Japan with Pony Canyon, who were releasing Todd's music at that time. I think the American deal fell through though, so nothing further came of the revival. But this concert is excellent. The video itself is only 55 minutes, but it's got some excellent highlights. It's got very good camera work, good editing, fantastic sound quality. Now, when this video was released, it was released in Dolby Surround, which was very unusual for a video cassette at that time. Normally the best that you would get is stereo, and indeed this was the best audio on a video cassette that I've ever heard. And it was released by BMG, so you know it's going to be good quality, and it's also a testament to the work of the Japanese photographers and mixers. Now this was later released by BMG in again in America and Japan. It's never been released as a DVD or a video cassette in the UK. Now they've brought the sound up to 5.1, as they have with the other Todd videos that they've re-released as DVDs. And again, they've done this very sympathetically. The sound isn't overblown. It's really good sound quality. And I would really recommend, if you can get a copy of this, it's an excellent performance with the band, and I think that you'll enjoy it. Now the next one is a little bit of a slight oddity. It's called Grok Gazer. Now when this was released in the 1990s, one of Todd's more successful technology ventures was a company called Utopia Grokware. Now they made two different screensavers that people could put on their computer. One was called Flow Phaser and the other was called Grok Gazer. I think to grok is a term from some science fiction novel. I'm not quite sure which. I think it means to understand something without being told. And these screensavers had very sort of psychedelic patterns going on in them, and still images from these psychedelic patterns. I think you can see you know, you imagine this swirling around in your computer, and screenshots from these were produced as posters, I think as cards. I've seen the posters in a few movies in the background, so I think they were fairly popular. There was also a calendar with images from this as well. And what this video is it's about, let's see how much time, what's the run time? Yeah, run time is 45 minutes. And so what you get is 45 minutes of these kind of swirling patterns with some new instrumental music in the background by Todd. So this is very interesting because it's, you know, by this time Todd wasn't doing very much instrumental, well, no instrumental music really. So, you know, being able to watch this, listen to it was quite an interesting experience, actually. And so this was released by Miramar, distributed by BMG. Now Miramar did their videos, actually most of their videos are available in PAL as well as NTSC, but this one wasn't, and I think it's because the images were so complex that converting them to the different video system would have been difficult, if not impossible. I know I tried when I watched it on my TV, even though my TV is multi-standard, it struggled sometimes with the images and went intermittently into black and white. So, but this is certainly an interesting video. It's never been released in DVD, however. So unless you have this video and a video player, you won't unfortunately be able to view it. Now, the last one that I want to show you from the video cassette era is this video, which was only ever issued as a video cassette in Japan, unfortunately. Now, as you can see, it's got an absolutely stunning cover artwork. This is a really good cover, and this video was brought to me from Japan by a Japanese pen pal who came over to see me in the UK. We were Todd fans. I think we'd met via the Nexus, and one of the reasons that she brought this to me was, in fact, that I'm actually briefly in the video, because this is a recording of one of Todd's 3 concerts in London. Well, in the UK, there was 2 concerts in London, 1 concert in Manchester, and this was in connection with the No World Order album. And the concept was that the actual concert performance would be interactive. So the audience became part of the show. So people could dance on the outer stage. Occasionally they could dance on the inner stage. Todd would throw around lots of silly string and objects. There was little cameras where members of the audience could film each other. And the idea was that it wasn't going to be Todd's show. It was going to be everybody's show who was there. And the audience in London absolutely embraced this. And it was like one big Todd party. So I was very pleased to be part of that. Now the video, now this is just the back of the video, which you can see scenes from the concert. The video was produced in a way in which there was multiple cameras and they were digitally synchronized with each other, because the idea was that this would be released as a kind of interactive video in which the viewer could choose, just as they could choose which audio to listen to in the CD, they'd be able to actually pick their own camera angle and effectively edit their own version of the video, which would have been a very exciting concept. And it's a great shame that this never happened, and that it was only ever released by a video as an ordinary video cassette. So that was one technological dream of No World Order that unfortunately was not realized. But it was an absolutely amazing experience to be at that concert, and this is such a great souvenir for anybody who was at the performance itself. I'll just show you inside. So this is the You can see lettering on the side of the video cassette itself, and inside there is some writing. Sorry, I'm just struggling a bit with the clamshell to open it. I think I might just leave that. Basically, there is liner notes inside, but they're purely in Japanese. So this was never released in the UK, unfortunately, on video cassette, which is strange since it was of a British concert. But Todd eventually released it as a DVD, which you could buy from his website and sell, you know, get sent anywhere. And this explains the concert, as well as a DVD stroke video. It's, as you can see, it's region free, so you know, I think it may be sold out now, but it was region free, so people could order it from anywhere in the world. I'd like to think that Todd released this because I suggested it to him when I had a drink with him when he was in Glasgow meeting fans after a concert there during the state tour. And but he may have been intending to do it anyway. But unfortunately, it's not got quite as exciting a cover as the original Japanese one. Maybe they couldn't access the art, but it's still nice that it got made available. The other London concert is available as an audio CD as well. So the concerts in London for No World Order were very well covered in terms of making recordings of them available. So that was really excellent, because Todd at this time hadn't performed in Britain, I think, for about 11 years, certainly quite a number of years. And I think he was very pleasantly surprised by the turnout at the concerts, the enthusiasm of the audience, and he also did a record signing as well, which was also very successful. So this rounds out my collection of Todd video cassettes. I hope it's been helpful to you if you collect Todd and you know are interested in these videos. I've certainly enjoyed watching all of them, and I'm going to do another video maybe in a few weeks where I'll look at the DVD era. That's a little bit more complex because some of the Todd DVDs have been released as within CD packages, so it's a little bit more complicated. But hopefully for the VCR stuff, hopefully this is giving you a better idea of exactly what was released, what's out there, and when it came out and what versions are available. So thanks for listening and watching. Thanks. And you know, it's great that we're all part of Todd fandom. It's a fantastic place to be. Thanks. Bye.